I just wanted to hop on to talk about the change that's just been recently happening on Amazon very quietly, very quietly. In fact, I was trying to find some information about it. So, what I'm talking about is the fact that they've actually added VAT to the listing price on Amazon UK and various other platforms in Europe. For many people that are focusing on the US market, you may not have realized this change has occurred. And even the customer service team, they don't really have the details. But on the KDP dashboard in the community forum, there is this little message from KDP on the 12th of September. I'm not sure if there was one prior to this. And this is talking about how you can now see the estimated value tax next to your list price when you publish your books. So if you are publishing low content books and colouring books, you may well have seen that your prices have jumped overnight, and they haven't actually stated specifically what books this relates to either. They have mentioned journals, planners, basically books that you can fill in seem to be affected. But someone did tell me that specifically children's books or books aimed only at children were exempt, but then that hasn't been my experience, because I certainly have children's books where the list price has definitely changed. So in this particular case, if you have a book, for example, that's on for £6.99, that will now be showing for £8.39, and you will not get any additional income from that. That is purely VAT on top. So if you don't like that listing price, if you want to change that, that is going to affect your royalties. So on top of the fact that obviously we've already had the royalties cut, this is going to be an additional issue. So I did try and contact support about this, and as you can imagine, they had really no idea what was going on, which is no surprise. They had to actually go away to speak to someone else to know anything about it, and they couldn't really give me many answers. But what they did say was that recently local governments changed the value added tax rules for ebooks and other publications in the following locations, but then they couldn't actually tell me them, even though that is actually on Amazon itself. It's the UK and other European countries. But currently, I do not have the information about it. Once I receive all the important info, I will send to you through your mail ID. So I'm surprised that more people haven't been talking about this. There is a small discussion that's going on right now in the community. Someone's given an example here. So they're saying, for example, if you had your price set at £6.50, this will change to £7.80. And remember, this is not any additional money that's going to you. This is just the price that your customer sees. So it's quite a dramatic change. I suppose on the bright side, if you really want to see it, all publishers are going to be facing this, all low content publishers, that is. So if you still wanted to maintain the same price listing, then you would have to reset your price at £5.42, and that would maintain the same list price after VAT. But this is going to become a very, very small royalty if you do this. There was also an email sent out on the 11th of September. However, I didn't see this email, probably because of the actual title. I mean, this title, New List Experience for KDP, New List Experience for KDP, is really interesting wording, and it certainly doesn't shout out, we're going to raise your price by 20%. So I can imagine that a lot of people probably missed this email. So then, starting September 12th, the royalty and pricing section of your KDP account, there'll be an estimated value added tax that will be added to the list price that you set for your books, and this will allow you to see the estimated list price including tax alongside the list price excluding tax that you set. So as it says, this will apply for Amazon UK, and then there's Germany, Spain, France, Italy, and so on. Yeah, quite a few marketplaces there. And the VAT rate applied to Amazon EU and UK stores varies depending on the type of books, and as it's mentioned here, notebooks, colouring books, etc., but very vague, because is it all notebooks and colouring books? Is it specific ages? It won't say, because it seems to be variable depending on presumably where you are. As it says, it depends on your location, the customer's location, and local VAT laws. So obviously this is going to be dependent on where you're actually purchasing the books from. Let me know, because if you're looking from the US, you might want to put in a UK postcode. I'm not sure how the prices are going to appear to you, from your end, so you'll have to have a look. So you could be easily forgiven for missing out on this information if you did. I certainly did, and as far as I can tell, a lot of people maybe are only just figuring this out now, and a lot of people perhaps still don't know. So if you didn't know about this, you're definitely in the same boat as me. So I just wanted to show you what that looks like on the back end as well. So this is in the back end of one of my books right now on Amazon. This is where you can see how much the VAT is going to add to your book, and this is what the actual listing price is going to look like. So if I'm pricing this book at £6.66, it will show on Amazon as £7.99. Prior to that, this book was on at £6.99, and that was going to show the book at £8.39, which just looks ugly and isn't the best price. At least £7.99 looks a little bit better. So this royalty prior to this change was low anyway at £1.32. I have changed it to £6.66, which is now reducing the royalty to £1.13. And I have changed that for some of the other European countries as well. But you have to just go onto the back end, you can play around with this and see what looks best for you and what you can manage as far as royalties go. But let me know in the comments what you're planning to do. The other weird thing at the moment is that definitely some of the books that I have not changed in price, and I'm not sure at this point why that is. As I said, someone mentioned initially that specifically children's books, even if they were made for filling in, were exempt, but that doesn't seem to be the case that I've witnessed so far. And actually some of the books that I'm talking about that haven't gone up in price are aimed at adults anyway. So I don't know if that's just because it's gradually obviously filtering through and it just hasn't happened yet, because obviously not all of the books are going to change immediately all at once. They're gradually being changed. I imagine there is going to be some margin of error there as well. So it might be that some books have the VAT added that actually don't need the VAT added, and vice versa. So I guess we just have to wait and see as far as this goes. I'm going to wait if I hear back from customer support. I doubt that I will somehow. But let me know your thoughts on this. Have you actually seen more information on Amazon? Because it appears that even their customer support team don't know what's going on. If you aren't aware of this change, I would definitely hop on to Amazon UK or one of the other European stores and just check out your listing prices if you are creating low content books, colouring books and things like that, and you will most likely see that your prices have gone up. So this is just an additional change in the last year or so that we're having to grapple with, but that's the way it goes, unfortunately, when you rely solely on another platform like Amazon for your income, especially when the communication between sellers and Amazon can be pretty vague at times. Okay, I've missed out on the August income report this month. I was going to be editing that and publishing it, but it's so late now in September. I'm just going to combine it with the September income report. So I will be publishing that within the next week or so. So I hope you guys are well. Let me know how you're doing. I will speak to you again very soon.